McAllen Veteran Memorial Stadium. Tonight's game will feature the Grulla High School Gators against the McAllen Rowe Warriors. This game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the United Interscholastic League. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all the players have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. We ask that as a spectator, you consider the time and effort each of these teams, coaches, and athletes have put forth. Cheer these young athletes, applaud them, but do not.
On behalf of McAllen ISD and our Board of Trustees, welcome to McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. McAllen ISD is rooted in a long legacy of excellence. Our success is driven by our world-class staff and our outstanding student body. We hope that you enjoy the competition, and we wish all those participating the best of luck.
Good evening and welcome to the Sideline Show.
It's brought to you by BridgeNet Communications. We're all set to get started right after this. And we're back here on the Sideline Show at BridgeNet Communications, bringing it to you, and we're coming to you from the MITV production truck, which was co-sponsored by Gonzalez Furniture. We're happy to have their allegiance, and you can see the brains of the operations right here behind us. I'm Mark May, along with Jake Berry, and we're here to talk about a good game tonight here between Nikki, Rowe, and Grulla.
Yeah, you don't see this very often, where you see somebody 2 divisions lower coming up to play a 6A team. But Grulla, a very good football team, and Rowe playing some of their best football of the year.
Yeah, Grulla, they have played 6A before. They played PSJA Southwest earlier this season, a couple weeks ago. Beat them badly, 38-6. It was that final score. Now, albeit they are a weaker 6A team, but Grulla, I'm sure, won't be intimidated coming onto this field here tonight. They're also unbeaten on the road at 2-0.
Yeah, you know, they have a 3-2 record, but they played some really stiff competition in the lower ranks. St. Joseph's Academy, they fared very well against them. They beat St. Joe's this year with Kai Money. It's going to be an interesting game because Nikki Rowe brings a lot to the table.
Yeah, Nikki Rowe, as we know, they're 3-1 overall. They did have a break a couple of weeks ago, just before they got into district. They're 1-0 in district, and this is non-district game, so kind of odd, but they're the swing team in a 17 district, so there's always one team that has a non-district game each week during the district schedule. But Nikki Rowe this year, they've got wins over the Edinburgh Bobcats, the Porter Cowboys, and then the district win we mentioned, La Jolla Juarez Lincoln, led for the most part by their sophomore quarterback, Jonas Ortiz.
Yeah, and it's something very interesting tonight. The defensive coordinator for Grulla is Jonas's father, Jimmy Ortiz. So tonight, Jimmy Ortiz will be tasked with stopping his own son, and that's pretty much going to be the I think the big storyline to start this game.
So he's got a lifetime scouting report on his son. I wonder what it was like around the dinner table all this week. I mean, both of them knowing each other's game plans or not knowing each other's game plans.
And are they hiding their playbooks from each other?
Yes, or hide it under their pillow or something like that. Yeah, that's very interesting. You know, and the coach of Grulla, Abel Gonzalez, he's a legend in the Rio Grande City area. He was a quarterback of the Rattlers, then went to play for Texas A&M Kingsville, even played a little bit in the pro ranks, didn't he?
Yeah, played for the Dorados right here in Hidalgo, and he was a very good athlete. I played basketball with him. He's an all-around great athlete. He actually coaches his son's soccer teams in the summer, so he's always coaching.
Yeah, and Grulla, we know, can put up some points. In their 3 wins, they put up over 30 points in each of those 3 wins. We'll look for them to get some points here tonight. Their main ball carrier is a running back named Ebenezer Cantu. He's just a junior, but he's their main back. And then their main wideout, they've got a 6'2" senior that the Warriors will have to keep an eye out for. He's 6'2", 175, kind of lanky, Miguel Flores. So we'll have to see how it unfolds. They do have a junior quarterback in Dylan Salinas. He stands 5'10", so a little bit taller for most quarterbacks here in the Valley. And yeah, we'll have to see how Grulla comes out. And it'll be a neat test for Nikki Rowe.
Yeah, and with Dylan Salinas at QB, you're going to see a lot of Abel in him. And I've spoken to Abel on a radio show, and there's a lot of comparisons there because he can run the ball, he can throw the ball, but with Abel's kind of scheme, you can see him taking off almost in that, looking to go to the house every time.
I wonder if we'll see some misdirection tonight, because that was kind of the hallmark for Rio Grande City back in those years when Abel Gonzalez was their quarterback.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine you're going to see a lot of wrinkles that go back to the glory days of Abel's past. But this Grulla team has its own makeup, and they can air the ball out when they want to.
Yeah, we mentioned, Miguel Flores, their wideout. They'll probably be going to him. They've also got Rui Salinas, Jesse Garza, and Santiago Cifuentes lined up in their among their receiver core. They use 4 receiver sets quite a bit, and only 1 man in the backfield. So, yeah, I would expect them to throw the ball, much like Nikki Rowe. Nikki Rowe comes out in those 4 receiver sets a lot, too. Their main receiver, of course, is the number 1. Where's number 1? Adrian Bernal, and has led the team with 27 receptions this year for over 300 yards, averaging 12 yards a catch. So it's a first down every time you throw him the ball.
Yeah, and I think what you're going to need to do if you're Rowe is get, we need to find out right now how the shape of Raul Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
See how he's doing. Last week he went out in that game, so we'll see how healthy he is this week.
He had his longest run of the season, 53 yards, and then scored a touchdown right after that. But, yeah, then we didn't see him after the first quarter last week, so we'll have to see if he's able to play tonight. As a senior, leads the team with almost 400 yards, and leads the team also with 7 touchdowns this year. One player we might see some action here tonight. We've seen the other running back, a sophomore, Alex Anzaldúa, get some carries. Also, Angel Rodriguez has gotten carries. And then Noe Ramirez, who's a defensive back, has been a ball hawk around the goal line. He's got 5 touchdowns. So we'll see him when they get in close to their red zone.
Yeah, and, we'll have some more when we come back from the break. But, right now, some great insight. But we're going to talk about the defensive side of the ball when we come back from the break.
All right.
I've always wanted to become a doctor. Always, ever since I was little. I grew up around the medical field because of my mother, who is a health professional. She's a nurse. So that piqued my interest. I was always in hospitals, in nursing homes, everywhere, ever since I was 5 years old. So that's really what got me started or interested.
And welcome back to the Sideline Show. I'm Mark May with Jake Berry. We have an interview now with a safety for the Nikki Rowe Warriors. He's kind of an anchor in that defense. Chris Neal had an interception in last week's game, and we talked to him earlier this week.
We've been going over like some of the plays they might be running, the different formations they go over, like getting all the D-line ready, different things that they gotta run, and our secondary, the way we have to like back up and just check out for any different kinds of runs. And for the passes, we just gotta stay sound in coverage. I mean, a personal goal for me is to get an interception. That's I think for every game. Besides that, just gotta stay sound in coverage, make sure that they don't make any big plays, and just stop every ball that's in the air. We're all sticking together, just always playing, keeping each other up, making sure that we're not slacking off, and just being able to play our best of our abilities.
Yeah, the Nikki Rowe defense in good hands with the senior Chris Neal. And, they've got several good faces on Nikki Rowe's defense. I was especially impressed with the play of a defensive tackle, Isaac Mata, last week. He was the one that got that punt block in the game. That Rowe wasn't able to score on that possession, but he did get a punt block. You don't see that very often. That was some good hustle.
Yeah, I thought in the second half, Rowe played extremely well against Juarez Lincoln last week. It was the special teams that kind of let them down, but I think giving Rowe a week to get that straight before this game, I think they're in a good position coming in because their defense is playing well. If all they have to do is shore up that special teams, and this could be not an easy win, but a convincing win.
Yeah, and I think they need to have a convincing win to boost their confidence because it is a 4A team. Rowe's a 6A team. Rowe's playing at home. You would expect them to be the favorite going into this game, and they know that. They had a 3-point win against Juarez Lincoln, which was a playoff team last year, and I think they would look for a similar result here tonight. Probably a high-scoring game as both of these teams can light it up. Nikki Rowe last week against Juarez Lincoln had an interception, a fumble recovery, and the block punt that we mentioned. So, they're capable of putting up some big plays there on both sides of the football.
Yeah, and Rowe has won the last 2 games that they played here at McAllen's Veterans Memorial Stadium, so they're very comfortable playing here. So it serves them well being here.
Yeah, should be exciting. Well, we're going to wrap things up in just a moment. You're watching the Sideline Show, brought to you by BridgeNet Communications. We'll be back right after this.
Study something in the medical field, probably a physical therapist, and I plan to enlist in the Marines afterwards. And back here on the Sideline Show, I'm Mark May, along with my colleague Jake Berry. And tonight's game, Grulla versus the Nikki Rowe Warriors, a non-district game here. And some interesting numbers here, Jake, about Nikki Rowe. Real balanced offense. Now, we always think of them as a passing team, but out of 16 offensive touchdowns, 8 are rushing and 8 are passing. That's good balance.
Yeah, and they have one punt return, right?
Mm-hmm. Punt return touchdown by Hector Ramirez.
Yeah, so very, very balanced right there. And if you look at Grulla coming into this game, they've scored about 4 points every quarter, except for the fourth quarter. They're scoring about 10, whereas Rowe is pretty even across the board. They don't score as much in the second quarter, but they score 7 points at least in the other quarters. So this could be a convincing win for them, I think.
And I guess what you're saying is Grulla is a team that kind of heats up as the game goes on.
Yeah, so if Rowe can take care of business early, like they've shown in the past games, I think that the lead will be a little bit too insurmountable for the Grulla Gators.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes, and then also with Rowe's size, if they can wear down Grulla. Grulla, not necessarily smaller, but they have fewer players, so that affects the substitutions, the depth, and everything like that. That can really wear on a team, especially in a sport like football, which depends on so many players out there. Well, any final thoughts before we break it?
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think what you're going to see is a smaller team in Grulla as far as numbers coming into play against a bigger school. You're going to have that David and Goliath mentality out there, and it's going to. I think it should be a good game.
All right, yeah, it should be a good one. And, of course, we're going to have full coverage on McAllenisd.org. You'll be able to see the game live as it's a Thursday night. UIL restrictions don't come into play. It'll be myself and Mario Reyna calling the game. And then, Jake, you'll be there on the post-game show, right?
Yes, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow as well.
Yeah, tomorrow's game, which will be the Mission Eagles and the Memorial Mustangs. So you want to tune in for that as well. But that'll do it for this edition of the Sideline Show. Hope you enjoyed it. It's brought to you by BridgeNet Communications. And enjoy the game.
Right now I'm in an animal science class, so I'm learning all the parts of the bodies of animals, their bone structures, how they function, and also I'm doing that with human bodies in the clinical class. My dream is to be a veterinarian.
My dream after high school is follow sports medicine. I dream to study kinesiology and hopefully become a physical therapist one day.
Here we are in the city of Palms. Time for another edition of Football Night in McAllen. Tonight it's the Grulla Gators and the Nikki Rowe Warriors. Non-district action as both of these teams looking to heat things up before they head back to district. It's coming your way next, right here on Football Night in McAllen. And welcome to McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Tonight's Football Night in McAllen matchup, the Grulla Gators out of Rio Grande City against the Nikki Rowe Warriors, the home team here tonight. I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna. Glad you can be with us here tonight. Coming to you from up here in the booth and just a few minutes away from kickoff tonight between the Gators and the Warriors. And Mario, how do you see tonight's game?
Well, tonight it's one of those games because it's non-district. So how are they going to come out and play?
Chance to experiment, maybe?
Yeah, experiment. Maybe, Rowe has had problems with the injury bug. Do they play all their players or they don't? Then you're looking at 6A versus 4A. So Rowe being the 6A team, are they going to come out and play inspired football? And Grulla being the 4A team, it's like we're in the big house. Can we pull up an upset? So you're looking at all that, and then I think like in games like this, special teams always come out and either hurts the team or helps the team.
Special teams was a big factor last week. Nikki Rowe and La Jolla Juarez Lincoln.
Yeah, and we didn't realize at the time, Mark, because we didn't do our scouting report, that Raul Garcia, who's the running back, got hurt, and he's actually the one that snaps the ball. So, wow, that made a difference because I think it led to 14 points for the Huskies last week.
Yeah, they had a couple of blocked punts. Nikki Rowe did block a punt themselves, so it was a lot of action in that game. Nikki Rowe did pull it out 31-28. We see the players lining up on the field right now as they play the alma mater for the Grulla High School Gators. And Grulla, a small school, they're 4A, but they've already beaten a 6A team this year in PSA Southwest.
They did, and they also had a real good game. We know that the St. Joseph Academy, they play good football, so they have been in the playoffs for the last 3 years under Coach Gonzalez, and they have gone as far as winning 2 by-district titles. So it is a small school district. Of course, we always think of Rio Grande City as a small city, but they do have Rio Grande City that competes in 5A, and we also have Grulla, the Gators, that compete in 4A.
Yeah, and you mentioned Coach Gonzalez, Abel Gonzalez. He was a legend there in his high school days at Rio Grande City High School, wasn't he?
He certainly was quite the football player, and I think where everybody remembers him is the lightning speed that he had when he would go and compete against anybody in the state, I believe in a 100-meter dash.
Yeah, and he later went on to play college football at Texas A&I, the old A&I, A&M Kingsville, and then played some arena football.
Yeah, too. I remember him out there in arena football having fun, leading that Rio Grande Valley team that we had here.
All right, we're here in the alma mater right now for Nikki Rowe, getting ready for the national anthem. And we'll have our starting lineups here for you in just a moment. They did have the coin toss a moment ago, and Nikki Rowe is going to be receiving. So they'll be starting out on offense, and it'll be their sophomore quarterback, Jonas Ortiz, leading the way. He's been doing pretty well, completing 69% of his passes for 7 touchdown tosses, as we see the Nikki Rowe band. They're getting ready for the City of Palms and also the Pigskin coming up in a couple of weeks here in October. And the rest of the starting lineup, Rodel Garcia, we'll see how much he'll play tonight, as he did get shaken up last week against Juarez Lincoln. Zach Pettis is the tight end. Ruben Saenz, Hector Ramirez, and Adrian Bernal round out the rest of the receiver core. The offensive line, we have Luis Garcia, Mark Quiros, Caleb Salas, Daniel Martinez, and Rodrigo Davila, a sophomore, anchoring the tackle spot there for the Nikki Rowe Warriors. Taking a look at the defense for Grulla. Now they have an interesting setup. It's a 4-4. 4 defensive linemen, Gonzalez, Reyna, Monreal, and Lomeli. And then we have the linebackers in Braulio Garza, Luis Cabello, Joe Ramos, and Eduardo Elizondo. So they do 4-4, and then 3 in the secondary, 2 corners and a safety. We'll see if they make an adjustment here tonight, or if Nikki Rowe tries to take advantage of that. But only 3 men in their secondary, at least at the start, Saenz, Morin, and Garza.
And something to keep an eye on, Mark, in this game is that we know that the defensive coordinator for Grulla, Coach Ortiz, is the father of the quarterback for the Warriors, Jonas Ortiz. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, real interesting there. It must have been some quiet dinners around the dinner table this past weekend.
Oh, no. He said that he knows that he knew who Mama was rooting for.
Here it is, time
for
our national anthem. See there the James Nikki Rowe JROTC under Major Rufino Herrera and First Class Edwin Reitis.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Excellent job there by Elizabeth Salinas. A 4-year choir member of the Nikki Rowe High School Choir under the direction of Miss Stacy Gonzalez. We're about 90 seconds away from kickoff now here on Football Night in McAllen. These two teams ready to tangle here. It's Nikki Rowe, 3 wins and 1 loss. Grulla comes in at 3 wins and 2 losses. Interesting fact about the Gators, they are unbeaten on the road this year. They're 2-0, so probably not intimidated to come over here to McAllen to play in the big stadium against the bigger, more numerous Nikki Rowe team. There we see the Grulla Gators run through. The players getting ready to come out and start the big game here.
Yeah, the Gators like to play at least 6 non-district games, Mark. That's a lot of non-district games because it's a small district. There's only 5 teams, so you're not going to have a lot of district games. So you got to get out there and play whoever wants to play you. But they've had some success over there. They did win district last year under Coach Gonzalez. Went 4-0 in district. So that's and last year when they played the Warriors won 28-7.
And here come the Grulla Gators wearing their white pants and the white jerseys with the blue numerals, blue undershirts, and the blue letter G on their white helmets. And there we see the Nikki Rowe Warriors getting fired up and ready to come out here. They got their forest green pants and jerseys. And here come the Warriors. There's what it's like to be part of the Nikki Rowe football team. They come out of that run through. You can hear the fight song going in the background. You've got the Tierras dance team on either side of you. And of course the band getting everyone fired up here at the stadium as we're ready to start the action between the Warriors and the Gators.
And Mark, on the coin flip, the Gators won the flip and they decided to defer So they will be kicking off to the Warriors. And we know that the Warriors are coming into this game ranked number 1 in district. And these officials, Mark, Paul Garza, Gordon Capon, Royel Silva, Stephen Munoz, and Ivan Clark. And Gordon Capon is one of my friends. He used to live for about 15 years in the Round Rock area. And anytime I had to go to Round Rock and I needed a place to stay, my good buddy Gordon Capon will always help me out. So if he blows a call, Mark, I'll let you criticize him.
Okay. Well, they're doing the tomahawk chop here in the stands and playing their tomahawk anthem right now. It's always very stirring and exhilarating to hear the Nikki Rowe band play that. And before games, they often come into the breezeway, which is underneath the home side bleachers, and they'll just play it. And of course, with that echo down there, it just booms all over the stadium, and it really gets everybody's blood pumping and everybody excited for some high school football action.
It's absolutely a beautiful scene to watch.
Abdiel Gonzalez will be kicking off. Back to receive, we saw 21 Ethan Ruiz back there for the Warriors. Also have a look at number 16, Javier Rivero.
And being a non-district game, this might be an opportunity for Coach Flores to give other players an opportunity to play. I don't see Adrian Bernal back there, and he's usually back there.
Here's Gonzalez's kickoff, and we're underway here in McAllen. Warriors take it about their 4-yard line, run it up across the 10, a hole at the 20, and then down to about the 24-yard line. And on the return there was Ruiz.
And Braulio Garza in on the tackle. Also was an assist, Luis Cabello.
So just underway here in the first quarter, and the Warriors will start at their own 24-yard line. We mentioned the Ortiz at quarterback. And he's alone in the backfield. So they come out with a 5-receiver set. And on first down, Ortiz wants to throw it over to the right. That's Bernal, his leading receiver, catches it, runs for a first down. He's been averaging 12 yards a catch and gets right about 12 on that catch.
Fantastic. Nothing fancy. You just want to let your playmaker make some plays. Adrian Bernal with his 28th catch of the year, coming in with 330 yards, Mark, and he does have 1 touchdown.
So on second down, Ortiz will be in the shotgun once again. He's going to fake the handoff, and now he's going to throw it to his running back out of the backfield. And that looks like Ansel Dua. Alex Ansel Dua, the sophomore, who had quite a bit of action in Rodel Garcia's absence last week. So far, we haven't seen Rodel.
Impressive action on Ansel Dua. Great replacement, great sub. So nothing fancy. Jonas is 2 for 2. That makes him 55 out of 79 for about 740 yards for the year.
That came in completing 69% of his passes. It's very good for high school quarterback. Man goes in motion. That was Ansel Dua. They're going to hand this off. Looks like Angel Rodriguez, who bowls his way forward across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. It'll be third down and short.
Rodel Garcia, the usual starter, he is active for action. So we'll see if Coach Flores decides to put him in there.
It's going to be third down and 1 here for the Warriors. Man comes in motion. He's going to hand off and hit in the backfield, spins his way forward and gets the first down. Great instincts there by number 26, Ansel Dua. Once again, they had him back there in the backfield, didn't they?
They had him a good tackle, and then the Warriors would have been facing a 4th down situation. But he did a good job on Saldua. Continues to impress the coaches. And even when Rodel Garcia comes back, I think Saldua has done so good, Mark, that they're going to definitely have some plans for him on the Warrior offense.
Again, a 4-receiver set on 1st and 10. Ortiz hit as he throws, and incomplete, intended for Bernal, who was doing a hook route about 10 yards downfield.
And it looks like somebody on the left side of the offensive line missed out. A rusher for the Gators went in untouched. As you saw, Ortiz had to throw the ball a little bit before he really wanted to.
Some backside pressure coming in there. defending on the play was Joe Ramos for Grulla. So 2nd down and 10. Man goes in motion, and they'll flip it to him, and that's Angel Rodriguez. Rodriguez hit right about the line of scrimmage before he's brought down by, I believe it was Luis Cabello.
It was Luis Cabello. Already called his name a couple of times. I don't know what's the matter with the scoreboard, but it's definitely not a 2nd and 9. We're looking at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Yeah, 3rd down this is. And Ortiz out of the gun will roll to his right and fire it downfield. And wide open was Hector Ramirez, but they couldn't connect. It goes incomplete. And Rowe will be forced to punt.
And I can guarantee you, Jonas Ortiz would like to have that throwback because Hector Ramirez was wide open. And if we take a look at the replay, Jonas likes to roll out to the right. He's usually pretty accurate, Mark, but if this one would have been a completion, Hector Ramirez had nobody in front. All right, let's check out this punt, Mark. We know what happened last week with the Warriors.
Had a lot of trouble with the punting game last week against Juarez Lincoln. And here's the snap. Light rush, and Castillo is able to get off a good punt. It's fielded by the Gators at the 21-yard line and run up ahead for about 5 yards before Miguel Flores is stopped. So far so good on the special teams. So the Gators will have their first possession at the 27-yard line with 9:01 to play here in the first quarter. No score. Hope you're enjoying this game on McAllenISD.org and on McAllen ISD's Facebook Live. And I think a timeout here called by the Gators. So early on, for their first offensive play, they choose to take a timeout with 9:01 to play here in the first quarter and no score. And let's take a look at our starters right now. Well, we have a chance for the offense of Grulla and the Rowe defense. And we see our game officials. And here are the backs and receivers for the Gators. Dylan Salinas, a junior, is at quarterback. And then Cantu, the main ball carrier, is also a junior. And then their receivers, Cifuentes, Garza, Flores, and Salinas. Miguel Flores, there, number 7, is pretty tall, 6'2", so he's a big target. The offensive line, De La Rosa, Carrillo Lopez, Altel Lopez, and Jaime Rios. 4 seniors and a junior. As on 1st and 10, they run this on a roll to the left side. It's a little sweep there to Flores. And a modest gain, maybe a yard. Actually, he got a 3-yard gain.
Eric Puente on the tackle. He's been impressive all year long, Mark. Dylan Salinas comes in with a 90. Go ahead and get the starters.
Yeah, and we got the defensive line there. Robbie Leal, Jesse Garza, Isaac Mata, and Miguel Macias. Linebackers are Adrian Reyes, Josea Alonso, and Eric Puente. And we'll get the secondary in a moment, as on 2nd down and 7, quarterback Salinas fires this one out, and it's caught there by Jesse Garza, sophomore receiver.
Jesse Garza with his 8th reception of the year. Dylan Salinas came in with a 46 out of 84 mark.
And here's the secondary, and Ethan Ruiz, Angel Rodriguez, Chris Neal, who was our pregame guest, and Noe Ramirez. Ramirez and Rodriguez are also big names on the offense as well. They play both ways. So first down for the Gators as they connected for 11 yards to the 41-yard line. They hand this off up the middle, and this is Miguel Flores. He's listed as a wide receiver, but he is using him to run the ball here early on, and they get a 7-yard gain up to the 48. So it's 2nd down and 3 here for the Gators. 7.5 to play in the first quarter. Out of the gun, Salinas wants to throw. This is caught. Short gain, tackled by 21, Ethan Ruiz. And I think on the catch was Santiago Cifuentes.
We know the Gators can score, Mark. They come into this game averaging 333 yards per game. So they can. In passing, they had 630 yards and rushing about 1,000. So they're kind of balanced.
So another first down. They're in Nikki Rowe territory at the 46. Toss left to Flores, and he is hit in the backfield, nailed for a loss back to the Grulla 49. It's a loss of 5 on the play.
Excellent job. Once again, one of my favorite defensive players for the Warriors, Eric Puente, came up and made a solo tackle.
Yeah, Puente, a senior, stands 5'10", 190 pounds. Showing some good instincts on that last play. So second down and 15 now for the Gators. I'm going to see them come with a trips to the right. One receiver left. One man in the backfield, and that's Flores. And this is a quarterback draw. Good room here for Salinas. It's back into Rowe territory all the way to the 43. Gain of 8 on the play.
Nothing fancy, Mark, just a quarterback draw up the middle. And that, with that gain, Mark, it makes it a reasonable 3rd and 7 situation.
I think Robbie Leal in there on the tackle along with Adrian Reyes. Now 3rd down and 7 here for the Gators in Rowe territory at the 43. Salinas wants to throw toward the sideline. It's caught for a first down. Picked up 10 yards on the catch there. Ruiz Salinas, a junior receiver.
And there's no doubt that Dylan Salinas, not only can he run the ball, he's had 600 yards this year already. But he comes in here with 46 completions, so we know he can throw, Mark, and he has 10 touchdowns. So doing very well.
Here's the 8th play of the drive, another first down for the Gators. Again, trips to the right. They hand this off to Cantu. Big hole up the middle into the secondary. Looks like he's close to another first down at about the Rowe 23. So this Gator team really motoring down the field.
They're looking good. They're just mixing it up. Angel Rodriguez, anytime you have your safety coming up and making tackles, that's not good news, Mark. So this Gators a very balanced offense so far.
And it's actually going to be a 9-yard gain, so it'll be second down and 1. The clock moving at under 5 minutes to play. This is a 4-minute drive right now as Flores goes in motion. They fake it to Flores, and Salinas keeps it again. Big hole up the middle. And this quarterback can run the football.
Everything is working. You have to remember Dylan Salinas, Mark. Take a note. He's a junior, but he's been on varsity since his freshman year. Not too many freshmen can be on varsity. Timeout.
I think Abel Gonzalez, his coach, was played on the varsity as a freshman, if memory serves. We've got a timeout on the field. No score. 4:48 to play in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. Your child is family. Embraced with academic rigor, life skills, and enrichment, our students earn college credit, associate's degrees, licenses and certifications, and advanced diplomas. McAllen ISD. Back here on Football Night in McAllen, Mark May with Mario Reyna. No score yet, but the Gators moving down that field, Mario.
They're looking very impressive, Mark. They had that Warrior defense on their heels. They don't know what's coming.
First and 10 at the Warrior 11-yard line. Handoff Flores. Big hole at the middle. Hit the 5 and down to around the 2, maybe the 1.
You know, anytime a coach writes a script, Mark, this is exactly what they hope would happen.
9-yard gain by number 7.
I mean, everything is working. Almost every play, they're gaining more than 5 yards. This is a big kid right here, Mark. Miguel Flores. Not only a good wide receiver, but also a good running back.
And it's exactly enough for a first down. So first and goal from the Warrior 1-yard line. Handoff, Flores, hit in the backfield, and he's going to be stacked up there, and the Warrior defense will hold. Several Warriors getting in there on that tackle.
That's really the first time that the defense has a real good play. Actually, a loss on that play.
I think Jorge Barrera was one of the defenders in there.
Lots
also
of guys.
Chris Neal.
Yeah, Chris Neal coming up. We know Chris Neal has been doing well all season. Also a captain on the team.
It's a loss of a yard, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2.
Be careful with Dylan Salinas on this play.
They put a man in motion, and they'll fake it to him, and the quarterback will keep it. One up the middle, and it's a touchdown for the Gators. That's Salinas, the quarterback. 2-yard run, and the Gators draw first blood here, lead 6-0.
Very impressive drive, Mark. Just picture perfect. Everything worked. Threw the ball when they had to, ran the ball when they had to. The Warrior defense is going to have to come back and try to make some adjustments because nothing worked for them, not even the timeout.
There's the extra point. Salinas is the holder. Kick by Gonzalez is up and away, and it is good. And with 3:38 to play in the first quarter, it is the Gators 7 and the Warriors nothing. We'll take another look at that touchdown, a 2-yard run by Salinas that capped a 12-play, 73-yard drive. And it's the Gators on top, 7-0. We'll continue right after this.
One of the big advantages of having your child come to McAllen School District is they have a registered nurse at each and every campus. Our registered nurses are readily available for all our students, and our focus is on your child's success.
And welcome back to Football Night in McAllen. It's the Gators 7, the Warriors nothing. Impressive drive there for the Gators, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And another thing, as we took a look at the replay, Mark, Dylan Salinas did a good job of hanging on to the ball because linebacker Alonso was trying to cause a fumble and he wouldn't have it. So good job by Dylan completing the play.
Alonso did have a fumble recovery against the Huskies last week. As we see the Warriors back to receive this kickoff, and standing there is Ethan Ruiz. There's Gonzalez, who will kick it for Grulla. Grulla on top 7-0 after a 12-play, 73-yard drive. 6 first downs on that drive. And the kickoff picked up at the 8-yard line. That's Ruiz with it, trying to get to the outside, but is going to be pulled down at about the 15-yard line. And so
number 11.
Rowe will face a tall task here. Who was that?
Axel Garza doing a good job. Well, let's see what Jonas Ortiz has in store for his father here this possession.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Ortiz at quarterback wants to throw. This is caught by Bernal, his second catch, and has a first down, racing up the right sideline.
Boy, they really respect the speed of Aaron Bernal coming into this game as the district's leading receiver with 27 receptions. That's his second one today, I believe. Now he has 29 receptions. But they are playing deep. They are respecting his speed.
They pick up 16 yards on that play. And now on first down, they roll this to the left side. This looks like Enzo Dua. And he gets out of bounds after a short gain.
Because I think he was way out of bounds, and the action by the defender continued. You can't do that.
Actually, it was Angel Rodriguez on the carry.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds on the defense, number 22. Victor Bird from the other run, first down.
So he picked up 3 yards, but they'll get 15 more off the penalty.
Good job on the defensive side. But the action cannot continue after a player goes out of bounds. And with the help of that penalty, the Warriors are already in Warrior territory at their own 49-yard line.
So Ortiz out of the gun. Man comes in motion. And they'll hand this off to the running back. That looks like Ansel Dua. It is Enzel Dua, and the speedy sophomore takes it deeper into Gator territory, down to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 13 yards.
Good blocking right up the middle, led by Caleb Salas, Mark Reese, and Daniel Martinez opening up the hole. And a tackle coming in, number 2, for Eduardo Elizondo.
So 1st and 10 for Rowe at the Gator 36. And now they're going to flip it to a man in motion, and he'll get a short gain. That's Angel Rodriguez.
We already called out this guy's name a couple of times. Again on the tackle, Luis Cabello.
A 5-yard gain for Rodriguez.
There was a penalty. I think there was something that happened there right in front of our screen, Mark.
Now another short pass. This goes to Bernal. Dodges the first tackler and then wrapped up and brought down after a short gain. The safety, Elisir Morin, coming up to make that tackle.
And that's Adrian Bernal for you, Mark, using his quickness. That play should not have gone for any positive yards, but Bernal and his quickness, as we take a look at the replay, right there, he should have been tackled, and he did a good job of getting at least 4 yards on that play.
So this will bring up 3rd down and a yard. They hand this off, and it looks like enough for the 1st down. Somebody's shoe came off there.
And a penalty is coming out. That one was thrown out by the referee from his viewpoint.
It was Ansel Dua on the carry.
They have enough for a 1st down, but let's take a look at this penalty. The Warriors are backing up.
Holding on the offense, number 77. The 10-yard penalty from the previous spot makes 3rd down.
That's a big penalty, Mark. Instead of having a 1st down, now they got a 3rd and 11.
We'll take a look at the replay. Some hard running there by Rodriguez. And the penalty brings it back. So the Warriors backed up to on the 37-yard line. Ortiz throwing to his left this side. They put Bernal over there. He's got the catch. Dodges the first tackler. Dodges another tackler. Then loses the football as it goes out of bounds. Pulled down at around the 22-yard line. Ball did come out, but it trickles out of bounds. And a good break there for the Warriors.
And lucky for Bernal that he was right there. And the ball went out of bounds. But Mark, did you see that first move? We do know that Adrian Bernal is also a basketball player as well. I think he's using his basketball skills with those fakes.
He does have some terrific fakes. We're in the last minute of the 1st quarter. Rowe on the move here with a 1st down. Big hole here on the left side. Hurdles a man inside the 15. Still turning out to about the 12-yard line. Power running there by Enzo Dua.
And also Dua, a couple of games ago, Mark, he was the starting running back in the junior varsity. And now he's seeing a lot of action here. He was able to gain an additional 3 to 4 yards, Mark, by hurtling over the defender.
Warriors with a gain of 9. 2nd and 1. And around the left side, and it's a touchdown. Untouched to the end zone. Angel Rodriguez runs it in, and for Rodriguez, that is his 2nd touchdown of the season, and the Warriors an extra point away from tying up this football game.
The left side of the line doing their job. Led by center Caleb Salas, Daniel Martinez, and Rodrigo Davila. Doing a good job blocking.
Extra point try by Edgar Castillo is up nice and high, and it's good. And with 20 seconds to play in the 1st quarter, it's the Gators 7 and the Warriors 7. Another look at that touchdown run by Angel Rodriguez from 13 yards out. The Warriors capped an 83-yard drive.
Good blocking on that left side.
Football Night in McAllen will continue in just a moment.
Get back to the basics of car buying at Bogus. With more selection, real deals, respect for your time, and a fair price up front. Come see why it's better at Bogus. In Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at BogusFord.com.
And back here on Football Night in McAllen, I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna. There we see the tiaras, and you can see the pink pom-poms there. We are in October, so Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You can see some more pink there from the cheerleaders. And we're tied at 7 here in this game. Non-district action, exciting game so far between the Gators and the Warriors. Both teams have scored on the last possessions. So we see Miguel Flores back to receive the kickoff for the Gators. That scoring drive for the Warriors started at their own 17-yard line, went 83 yards in 8 plays, capped by Angel Rodriguez's 13-yard run, and the touchdown. Now here's Castillo to kick off. This is low and short, picked up at about the 13-yard line, run across the 20, now to the 30. This is Rui Salinas, and he's hit and goes down at about the 33-yard line. Looked like Castillo, the kicker, and Adrian Reyes getting in there, or rather Ethan Ruiz getting in there on the tackle.
Mark.
Yeah, Castillo hustled down there, didn't he?
Down there and getting a little piece of the action. Well, we'll see if the Warrior defense have any adjustments, because that first possession for Grulla Gators was picture-perfect offense.
Yeah, they went on a 12-play drive last time they had it. They're all the way down the field for a short touchdown run. See what they can do here. This Flores goes in motion. Quarterback Salinas wants to keep it, spins his way off one tackler, and is brought down by a couple of Warriors. Beretta in there along with number 4, Puente.
Puente again, Mark. That's the end of the first quarter, Mark.
Oh, we've reached the end of one. It was a quick quarter. And the Gators with the football here. We're all tied after one, 7-7. And we'll be back with the second quarter of action in a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
At Rio Bank, our goal is to help you grow and prosper with the right financial tools, quality customer service, and banking done with honesty and integrity. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
Now we're ready to start the second quarter. A second down and 7, and Salinas wants to throw this. He's not going to get to. The Warriors get in there for the sack. Salinas brought down at the 31-yard line. 5-yard loss.
If you take a look at the right receivers, they were going for a long pass, Mark, so Salinas needed a little bit more time, but the pocket collapsed, and they were able to get him for a sack.
So you got in there Isaac Mata there with the first hit. And it looks like 35, Jorge Beretta also helping in there on that sack. So 3rd down and 12 now for the Gators. The Warriors rush 3. Salinas rolling to his right. It's going to throw it long. And it's a short pass and maybe it picked off. Is that Chris Neal? And I think they're going to say he caught it. It's an interception. Chris Neal with his second pick in as many ball games.
And Neal's a gamer, Mark. You throw the ball in his area, this is what happens. But it almost works like a punt anyway. Uh-oh. What do you think, Mark?
Oh, ball may have tapped on that turf a little bit.
Well, he really sold it.
Yeah, good effort there by Neal, and it looked like a bit of a break there for the Warriors, but it'll go down as an interception in our first turnover of the evening. It would have been 4th down anyway, so the Warriors come up with it at the 30-yard line in their territory. Man in motion, that was Ansel Dua, who may have turned it upfield a bit early. They fire it out to Bernal on the right side. Bernal's got about 5 receptions here as he runs for an apparent first down here out near about the 39-yard line. I think it's going to be 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1. One of the favorite plays for the Warriors so far this season is a quick throw to Adrian Bernal.
You know, Ortiz doing brilliantly from the pocket, 8 of 10 for 68 yards so far. You see Ramirez in motion, handoff up the middle, big hole here for Anzaldúa, and Anzaldúa is gang tackled near midfield, but not before he runs for a big first down.
You know, the future of Anzaldúa, he's already doing well, Mark, but he's a good-looking running back. Look at him look upfield to see where the holes are.
So he was brought down by Miguel Salazar. I think also Kevin Gonzalez helping out on that tackle. 10:05 to go here in the second quarter. We're tied at 7. Quick pass over the middle is caught by Bernal, who has maybe another first down at about the 40-yard line in Gator territory.
That was a difficult catch, Mark, in traffic. You can see the nice pass by Ortiz. Let's not forget Ortiz is a baseball player, pitcher.
That was definitely a fastball, that last one. Man goes in motion. That is Anzaldúa, or rather Rodriguez.
Going nowhere.
And he is going to be tackled for a loss. Good play by Javier Melchior.
That play, just scrap it. Mark, we are in baseball season. The Houston Astros played today. Do you have a score for me?
I know the Astros were up 5-2. We'll get a final shortly. It's second down. They have 1st and 10 on the board, but it was a loss of 4, so it's 2nd down and 14 as a rollout pass, and he hits Bernal, who's just been open all day on those short routes down near the sideline.
There's a lot of respect for Bernal. They don't want him to go deep, so you can bet that Coach Tarantola, offensive coordinator, is going to take those short passes, and the weather's pretty nice, Mark. 83 degrees, the wind's out of the southeast, 12 miles per hour. And it's a little bit cloudy.
3rd down now as they hand this off to Anzaldúa. Anzaldúa's hit, and he's going to be short of the first down. Was hit initially by Luis Cabello.
And we're in a part of the field, Mark, right there at the 36-yard line that most teams, when the ball is there, they're not going to punt it. They usually take it. It's too long for a field goal. So most coaches will go for it in this area of the field, being 4th and 6. And the Warriors might have to call a timeout, Mark, because play clock was winding down, and they do call a timeout. That's their 2nd timeout of the night.
Yeah, their 2nd timeout already as we take a look at the Chase Bank Tower. Yeah, a beautiful McAllen skyline built in 1978, I believe. We're tied at 7. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. McAllen ISD is the heartbeat of the community. Students can earn up to 60 college credit hours and even an associate's degree while still in high school, saving families time and money. McAllen ISD, excellent since 1908. Yeah, looking at the police department radio tower from just a couple of blocks away from the stadium. So for the police, they're always on duty, aren't they?
They sure are. They do an excellent job. Both the City of McAllen Police Department and our very own McAllen ISD Police Department, led by Chief Esquivel. Gotta try to do everything, Mark, in case I get a ticket that they might give me a break or something. I doubt it.
Well, here the Warriors going for it on 4th and 6. Going to throw this over the middle, the right side. It's caught by Bernal at the 10. He goes in. Touchdown. Warriors strike on 4th down for a 36-yard pass to Adrian Bernal. His 2nd TD reception of the year. And the Warriors take their first lead, 13-7.
And Coach Tarantola playing possum, Mark, throwing the short passes, 4 to 5 passes already for Adrian Bernal. And then all of a sudden, He went ahead and went for that long pass. Good throw by Ortiz.
Here's the snap, but now also the holder for the extra point try. Castillo's extra point is good, and Nikki Rowe leads it 14-7 with 7:51 to play here before halftime. Well, let's take another look at the touchdowns, and the fans happy about that. They can see themselves up on that scoreboard.
And that's one of my former students right there, Mr. Peña.
And great protection for Ortiz. Great job by the offensive line, and then perfect strike to the post on Bernal, who'd gotten by a couple of defenders back there. And we wondered if Rowe could maybe go deep, and it looks like they were able to, as they lead it now 14-7 on a thing of beauty from Ortiz to Bernal. We'll be back in a moment. This is Football Night in McAllen. Your child is family. Embraced with academic rigor, life skills, and enrichment, our students earn college credit, associate's degrees, licenses and certifications, and advanced diplomas. McAllen ISD. And back here on Football Night in McAllen, Warriors lead at 14-7. 7-7 after one quarter, and the Warriors were able to get an interception by Chris Neal that set them up at their own 30-yard line. And from there, they engineered a 7-play, 70-yard drive, capped by a fourth down, 36-yard pass from Ortiz to Bernal. Here's the kickoff, picked up by Flores at about his 6-yard line. And Flores has a hole all the way up to the 35. So good return there for the Gators.
Flores will have to take a break because his helmet came off. And rule in high school football, at any time your helmet comes off, you got to go take a break for at least one play. Mark, and that turnover, interception by Neal, anytime you turn it in 2 points, that's when you make a turnover count.
Yeah, Rowe doing a good job there of capitalizing on that break that they received. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Gators at their own 35-yard line. Salinas in the shotgun. He's going to hand this off. This will be Cantu. Cantu, the junior running back, picks up about 2 yards before he's brought down by several Warriors.
35 for the Warriors, Mark. Jorge Barrera.
Yeah. I think Alonso in there too, number 33. So a gain of 2 on the play to bring up 2nd down.
Barrera also did a good job of making sure that the running back did not go around him to the outside.
And then we see number 7, Flores, is back in the game now after his helmet came off on the kickoff. 4 down lineman for Rowe. They're going to hand this off a sweep to Flores, trying to get outside, and the Warriors bring him down. It's going to be a loss of yards and bring up a 3rd down. And that was Alonso, the middle linebacker, in there on that tackle.
Alonso just a sophomore. Good read on his part after a missed tackle.
The Gators 1 for 2 on 3rd down. 6.5 to play here in the 2nd quarter. And it's Rowe up by 7. 3rd down and 10. We're going to play action. Salinas rolling out and hits his man in stride. That's the sophomore Garza. And Garza, I think, has enough for the 1st down. He does at the 48-yard line.
He does. Garza came into this game with 7 receptions, 455 yards and a touchdown. I love it when a quarterback rolls out against his throwing motion and can make those kind of throws.
Tackle in the play by Angel Rodriguez. 12 yards on 3rd and 10, and the Gators keep the possession alive here. So they're going to hand this off to Flores, hit in the backfield once again. And the Warriors seem to have adjusted to that issue. He gets back to the line of
scrimmage. Did a good job of not fumbling, Marcus. He almost, when he ended up with a ball, number 47, Mata was already on top of him.
Or a second down and 10. And Salinas wants to throw, has time. Now being forced to run. Running around that back pocket. Still wants to throw it, and he finally does throw it, and it's incomplete. Great defensive play there by Nikki Rowe, number 24, Jean Salinas.
That play did not work, but Mark, you look at the athletic ability of Dylan Salinas as he scrambled for at least 5-6 seconds and made the throw, and almost was a completion if it wasn't for the nice hit. Never had control of the ball.
It's intended for Salinas. And I think Salinas would have come down with it if not for the hit. Great hit there by Jean Salinas. So Grulla calls their second timeout with 5:08 to play here in the second quarter. We want to talk things over, facing a third down and 10. Our score is Nikki Rowe 14, the Gators 7. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. We'll continue in just a moment.
Ever since I was young, I've had a passion for science, and I really hope to change the world through chemistry.
And back here on Football Night in McAllen, coming to you from McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Tonight, the Grulla Gators against the Nikki Rowe Warriors. And Mario, do you know if by chance, I don't recall Grulla ever playing here in McAllen
I don't
before.
think so. That's something I think they're making the first time they ever play here. So I'm sure I was talking to the coaches, they were excited about being in this facility.
Sure, they like the big scoreboard too. As a snap to Salinas on third down and 10, his quarterback draw. Forced to improvise, still trying to get outside. Rowe strings it out, now at the 45, close to the first down. We'll have to see where they spot this. I think he's going to be a little bit short though, and it'll be fourth down and decision time here for Grulla.
I think they'll go for it, Mark. But boy, this Dylan Salinas is a very good athlete, Mark. Turning nothing into something. That's a mark of a good quarterback. Makes it a doable 4th and 1. They might even measure. As you take a look at Coach Abel Gonzalez, and now on this side it looks like Coach Mike Mendoza, who was a track star and a football player at Nikki Rowe High School. It's always good when you keep your own kids, Mark, homegrown, and now they're coaching.
Yeah, there we see both sidelines there as we've got a timeout. This is not sure whose timeout this is. They have both teams with one timeout remaining. Both teams have taken 2 already. Might be Grulla's timeout because they are facing a 4th and 1. Coach Abel Gonzalez, the third head coach of the Gators.
And Mark, this is a big play here in the first half because if Grulla can stay on the field, there's plenty of time to try to tie this game. But if they don't, it also gives plenty of time to the Warriors to try to go back and add some more points to that 14-7 lead.
So 4th down and 1 yard. Gators will go for it here. They send a man in motion, fake it to him. Salinas, the quarterback, keeps it, runs forward. Looks like he has barely enough. Gained about 2 yards, I think. And it'll be a first down. We're at the Rowe 41.
This game is going by real fast, Mark. The clock is running, and there's 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Yep. Both these teams have pretty balanced offenses. They feel just as comfortable running or passing the football. Salinas at quarterback, going to hand this one off this time. Looks like Cantu. Cantu spins his way forward. Still going because he never touched down. And still fighting.
Wow.
Earl Campbell style there, down to about the 28-yard line.
That's a nice play, Mark. He refused to go down. refused to go down. And Vanessa Cantu gain an additional 3 yards. Take a look at this replay, man. He should have been down.
You could see
Just
there was
refused.
a
Look at that
defender
balance.
on the ground that kept his knees from touching.
And then his buddies came up and tried to push him forward.
Yeah, and Cantu had the presence of mind to realize I'm not down yet and kept on going. Picked up a first down, 13-yard gain. Salinas, play action, going to fire this into the flat on the right side. That's Flores. Caught around the ankles. And finally, it takes a host of Warriors to bring him down. A gain of only 1.
And there's no fumble. You got to like that play, Mark, because it's kind of like a rollout play for Dylan Salinas, and it looks like he's going to run with the ball, but he stops all of a sudden and passes the ball. Take a look at this, Mark. Okay, the play had already developed. Who was hanging on to the
Ethan
ankles?
Ruiz, who had him initially and then got him again. And we got some help come in.
Was that a fumble, Mark?
Looks like the ball, actually kind of came out there at the end as well.
Maybe they had already blown the play.
Play set. The play clock, 25 seconds. It'll start on my
Get a
signal.
replay
Thank
here,
you.
Mark.
Here we go.
Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, you can see the ball being stripped by the Rowe defender.
Wow.
Before he went down. And I think that's Neal who came up with it.
Neal's all over the place on those plays, Mark.
So Warriors look like had a play taken away from him right there. It remains the Gators football. It's a handoff to number 12, Kevin Gonzalez. Or rather, excuse me, that was Cantu again, 21. And they run this one up to the 25. A gain of 2 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Nothing up the middle. So it's a 3rd and 6, and because they've had a lot of success running and passing, who knows what they'll do.
Jesse Garza on that last tackle. Salinas wanting to throw on 3rd down. This is caught near the 1st down marker. And it looks like it's enough to move the chains. It's Cifuentes with his 2nd catch.
The Gators, with the ability to throw the ball on that quick pass by Salinas for a 7-yard gain to Santiago Cifuentes. Anytime you can get first downs, Mark, through the passing game, that's a mark of a good offensive team.
I think that was Ruiz there on the tackle. So 1st and 10, they're at the Nikki Rowe 18-yard line now. Clock is at 1:55. This drive started with 7:51 on the clock.
Please set the play clock to 40 seconds. Thank you.
So they've had the ball for close to 6 minutes now.
Pretty nice drive, just like the other one they had.
This will be the 12th play of the drive that started back at their own 35-yard line. They're at the Nikki Rowe 18, handoff. Cantu, nowhere to go, runs into a wall. Then as he tried to move outside, he's pulled down, maybe for a loss, back at the 20.
And that's the Warrior defense, a typical defense that they have, Mark. They don't have superstars on the line, but they just alternate and make plays. Was that Mata again?
Yeah, Mata got the first hit there. Then he was finished off by Andy Gonzalez. So it's 2nd down and 12 from the Rowe 20. Clock at 1:05. As they fake the handoff, Salinas rolling to the right side. Looked like an option play. And gets up to about the 15-yard line.
And with a 3rd and 6, Mark, look for some kind of pass play. Flores has been kind of quiet. Or trying to put Dylan out in the open field.
Timeout. Grulla. That is the 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Alonso and Neal combining for that tackle. As you heard Grulla take their final timeout. 41 seconds left here in the first half. Nikki Rowe on top, 14-7, but an impressive drive for the Gators. Started at their own 35-yard line. They're now down to the Rowe 15, where they face a precarious 3rd down and about 6. And this drive now over 7 minutes old. 7 minutes and 10 seconds they've had control of the football.
Coach Abel Gonzalez, I'm sure he's been in, with all his background, I'm sure he's been in this kind of situation with 41 seconds to go, 3rd and 6, no timeouts. I'm sure he knows how to manage, being that he was a quarterback himself. But
Now, if they're short of the first down, I imagine it'll be 4th down. They won't be able to stop the clock, so they'll have to hurry their field goal unit out onto the field to get a kickoff. So that won't be easy by any means. We'll see what they do here.
Look for Flores. He's a big target.
3rd down and 6 from the Rowe 15. Salinas hit in the backfield, now wrapped up. He's going to be sacked.
Okay, now they got to run in there quickly. They're going to kick that field goal mark. Or not, they got to get themselves ready. Got 30 seconds to go.
Jorge Barrera in there for the sack. That's going to make it a longer field goal attempt, too, as they lost 10 yards.
They're not going to go for a field goal mark.
And here they are on 4th down. They're going to go for it. Salinas fires it off to Cantu on the right side. Down the sideline. It's going to be way short of the first down. Out of bounds at the 21-yard line. They pick up only 4 as they quickly tried to go for it on 4th down. I guess figuring that with the distance and plus the amount of time that they had not been able to stop the clock, having to rush the field goal unit, Coach Gonzalez figuring that, well, with the half winding down anyway, I'm better off going for it here, and that's what he did.
And I think going into halftime, the Gators coaching staff, of course, you always want to be ahead, but you are playing a 6A ball club, and you are competing very well against a 6A ball club because they are moving the ball on offense. And I'm telling you this, I think La Feria is probably their biggest threat in the district, but I don't know. This Gator team looks pretty good to defend their title this year.
And a fumble on the shotgun snap, and they fall on it. That's Bernal, and they'll just let the clock run out the last 10 seconds here. And we are at the half. A quick first half there is in the books, and Nikki Rowe on top by a score of 14-7. We'll be back with our halftime activities in just a moment. We'll see the Gators marching band and the Nikki Rowe marching band, and we'll have our halftime stats and, of course, our second half of football all coming up right here on Football Night in McAllen. Here's a look at some first half highlights as we go to break.
My dream is to become a marine biologist because I've always loved sharks and turtles, and exploring ocean life is what I want to do.
and gentlemen, and welcome to this band performance. The band will be presenting their year-long show titled Lightning in a Bottle, which is inspired by the life and invention of Nikola Tesla. Drumming for the Mighty Gator Band are Mighty Flores, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Tony Flores, and Roselli Grulla, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rowe Pancuma. But our captains are Giselle Daniel, co-captains Karina Nani, and Lieutenant is Vanessa Solis. On behalf of the Gator Band staff, we would like to congratulate our high school band students for advancing to UAS State Marching Contest 2012, 2014, 2016. The Grulla Band Company achieves community issues great records in both hardcore and concerts. Thank you, band students, band parents, and Gator Band band for all your support. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Grulla Gator 14 Band!
Nikola Tesla was born in Italy on July 10, 1856, during an electrical storm. According to family he helped to deliver Nikola believed the light to be a bad omen and said he would be a child of darkness. His mother, however, said no, he would be a child of light. Be alone. That is the secret of adventure. Be alone. That is when ideas are born.
Secretary, Marina Trevino, Band Secretary, Gerardo Guerra, Liliana Corona, Héctor Hernández, Frankie López, Monique Olivares, Roberto Díaz, González Trevino, Manuel Peña, and Austin Morales. One man, one town, one family. Go Gators!
let's meet the 2017-2018 Nikki Gators under the direction of Susan Cheryl Thomas. The Gators are wearing pink accessories and sporting pink palms in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Introducing the Tiara officers, First Lieutenant Junior Melanie Nicole Beron, Captain Senior Ashley Lorraine Garza, Major Senior Annalisa Ochoa. All three officers were selected as Showtime International and Showmakers America All-Star Dancers. Annalisa Ochoa will also be representing the 956, performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. And now feature the Tiaras and the palm routine to Born This Way. A big hand for the New York School Tiaras. Mighty Warrior Band will now present all of their pigskin show, featuring music from Bent. Warrior Band is under the field direction of head drum major Angela Arzola, and drum majors Cassandra Covarrubias and David Campos. Ladies and gentlemen, Nikki High School proudly presents the Mighty Warrior Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nikki Rowe Mighty Warrior Marching Band.
There's a full moon out tonight, hovering over McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium here in this October. It's Halloween month, so appropriate that we have a full moon out there with the Nikki Rowe Warriors leading by a score of 14-7 here at the break. The Grulla Gators from Class 4A, they're at the top of your screen. They're in white and they're ready to start this second half. They'll be receiving, and they'll be on offense to start off with. And we'll take a look at the halftime stats here in just a moment as the Nikki Rowe Warriors are getting ready to come out themselves. And boy, a tough luck for Grulla there at the very end of the first half, Mario. They had the ball for 15 plays, took 7 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock, but ended up turning the ball over on downs and getting no points for it.
That's got to be difficult. But you got to give credit to the Warrior defense, Mark, as you take a look at the stats.
Yeah, the score favors Nikki Rowe. We'll catch up with that in a moment. So we see the Little Warriors coming out onto the field. Those are the Little Warriors that they joined and helped the quarterback club. One young man lost his shoe back there. They've all got their T-shirts, and they're helping out the Rowe quarterback club, and they get to run out onto the field to start the second half. Warriors coming out now, so we take a look at the stats. First downs even at 10 apiece. Rushing yards about even. Passing yards were more than 2-1 in favor of the Warriors, so they lead it in total yards. One of the reasons we had a quick first half, only 2 penalties, one on each team, so very clean first half there. One turnover, that was a disputed interception that the Gators threw, and the Warriors' Chris Neal picking that off. And kind of poetic justice, though, as Neal later got a fumble.
He sure
apparently that was not awarded to the Warriors, so that kind of worked out even. But
And Mark, there's no stat there, but I can assure you that I think for time of possession, it looked like the Gators were on the field for a long time.
Yeah, they did have some lengthy drives. We mentioned that 8-minute drive there near the end of the second quarter as we take a look at Jesse Garza back to receive the second half kickoff. But they also had on their touchdown drive, that took about 5.5 minutes off the clock. So yeah, I think Grulla definitely has the lead in terms of time of possession. But it's what you do with the football that matters, and that's why the Warriors lead it right now, 14-7. The Warriors, their 2 touchdowns coming on a 13-yard run by Angel Rodriguez, and then they had a 36-yard touchdown pass from Jonas Ortiz to Adrian Bernal. That was on a 4th down play too, 36 yards, thing of beauty. And they lead it 14-7 as Edgar Castillo will kick things off, and we'll start the second half, caught by Grulla at their own 25-yard line, trying to run this all the way from the left to the right side of the field, and tackled there at about the 23. And on the return there was number 22, Joe Ramos.
Boy, he ran a long ways, but didn't get a lot of yards, Mark.
Tackle in the play by, I think
Mark,
is that Jonas Ortiz? Or
do you know the distance, Mark, between sidelines to sidelines?
Yeah, 53 yards.
53 yards? From sideline to sideline? Wow. How about between the numbers? You're saying about 40?
Maybe.
Wow.
$35, 40 yards, depending on where you measure from the numbers. But it'll be 1st and 10 for La Grulla at the 34-yard line. 14-7 is our score. Nikki Rowe in front. The first play is going to be a flip to Jesse Garza. Garza runs it before he's hammered at the 42-yard line, a gain of 8 on the play.
Nice tackle right there by Chris Neal, the senior. Mark, sometimes these two teams look alike with the plays that they both run. Pretty nice hit right there by Chris Neal. Having a fine night.
So 2nd down and only 2 here for the Gators. First minute of play of the 3rd quarter. Shotgun snap to Salinas, hands it off to, or fakes it to Flores, and Salinas wants to keep it around the left side, or he's pushed out of bounds. But he did pick up the first down.
He does have the first down. Jose Alonso coming in there, making sure that Salinas went out of bounds.
Up to the Grulla 48. A gain of 6 on the play, so we take a look at the replay.
Yeah, actually broke 2 tackles on that replay.
Salinas, a running quarterback, much like his head coach Abel Gonzalez, who is a running quarterback with Rio Grande City back in the 1990s. Handoff here to Flores, going to the right side, is hit right at midfield and then falls forward for a gain of about 3.
Big running back, Robbie Leal on a tackle.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. And you got to wonder with the Gators, the way they like to grind it out and having that 8-minute drive near the end of the second quarter, starting off with the ball here at the start of the third, that's going to show some wear and tear on that Rowe defense. They've been out there a long time. Garza goes in motion. They fake it to him. Salinas quarterback draw. Has room around the right. First down. Hit at the 40 and out of bounds at the Rowe 38-yard line.
And this play was made by Dylan Salinas' ability to fake. Mark, getting back to what you're saying, also remember the Gators are playing against a 6'8" team, bigger kids. And if you take a look at their sideline, they don't have a lot of players on the sideline. As far as numbers are concerned, there's not a lot of players on the Grulla sideline. So we'll see if that plays a factor in the fourth quarter.
So 1st and 10 for the Gators in Rowe territory. Salinas to throw it. Looks like it was maybe tipped a little bit, but it's still complete.
Ethan Reese.
Cifuentes with the catch. A short gain to bring up 2nd down.
Pass number 33, Santiago Cifuentes, gain of 3 yards.
So Salinas having a good night. He's 8 for 10 for 54 yards. Gained just 2 on that play. And on 2nd down and 8, he's going to hand this off left tackle. And it's Flores, and Flores hit right at the line. Spun off 1 tackle and then was hammered. That was Nikki Rose. I think that was
Robbie
number 30. Yeah, Robbie Leal.
And Mark Flores, he doesn't go down on the first hit. He's a tough guy to bring down. Been already 3 or 4 carries where he's had that. They hit him and he just stays on. He stays up, doesn't go down. Tough kid.
Well, the Gators are 3 for 6 on 3rd down. Facing a 3rd and 7 here at the Rowe 35. Salinas in the gun will fake the handoff to Flores. Going to throw this one long. Man is open down there, and it's incomplete. Intended for Salinas. And Salinas had a step on the defender, but unable to bring that in.
And sometimes, Mark, the easiest catch are the most difficult ones. I like the way Dylan rolls out to either side. But give credit to Salinas, he did make the adjustment.
There's Ruiz defending on the play. So 4th and 7, it looks like they'll go for it here in Nikki Rowe territory. Salinas wants to throw, has time, but no one open, now forced to run, and he's not going to get it. He's going to be way short of the first down, and the Gators, for the 2nd straight possession, will turn it over on downs.
And on the tackle right there was George Barrera. But we do have a penalty.
On the defense, number 1,
Oh,
10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
a big penalty, Mark. A holding on the defense gives the Gators an automatic first down.
Wow, maybe that's why no one was open. Just a 2nd penalty against Nikki Rowe, but a huge one.
And you were talking about penalties having no factor. Robbie Leal also in on that tackle.
So a 10-yard penalty as Flores runs with it up to about the 22-yard line. Ball may have come out.
I heard a whistle.
Yeah.
Hey, we sounded the same there, Mark. We've
been together so long we can finish
That's
each other's
right.
sentences.
The M&M boys.
And they are going to say he was down by contact, so Grulla retains possession. It's a 3-yard gain. And you see the replay there.
Uh-oh, didn't look good. Everybody, we heard the coaches up here, Mark.
2 men moving at the same time.
Right next to our box,
5-yard penalty.
we have the Gator coaching staff. As soon as they saw the penalty, they hit the wall here, and we could hear it.
I'll move it back to the Rowe 27-yard line.
Mark, why did you mention penalties? We didn't have 2 penalties in the first half, and then you mentioned penalties, and now we have 3 or 4 penalties.
We've had, 2 in quick succession here. One that kept Grulla's drive alive. And this one moving Grulla back 5 yards. 2nd down and 12 now. And Salinas fakes the handoff, wants to keep it, breaks a tackle, dancing his way forward, and his helmet comes off.
Is that a penalty, Mark?
I think a player may have inadvertently grabbed his helmet and just pulled it right off. But I don't see a flag anywhere. Oh, there is a flag now.
Yeah, that's going to be a big 15-yarder, I think.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. Half the distance from the end of the run. First down.
They're inside the 20, so it becomes half the distance. Then I'll move it. That'll be kind of a 9-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. So we'll take a look at the replay here.
We want to congratulate Sebastian Garza.
And yeah, it was clearly a face mask. And I believe, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Mario, but he doesn't have to come out of the game.
That's what I was going to say. He can stay in the game because the penalty costs the helmet to come out.
Yeah, if it's deliberately, you deliberately pull somebody's helmet off, they don't have to come out.
So 2 big penalties already on the defense is really helping out the Gators.
This ball is spotted at the 8-yard line. And Salinas wants to run, is being chased, has some blockers there, and he runs it all the way up to about the 5-yard line. Excuse me, they were at the 13, not the 8-yard line, and he ran it up to the 10.
Good job on defense by several Warriors. Salinas gained about 4 yards on that play. The play clock is down to about 10 seconds. They have to hurry.
Yeah, 2nd down. Just inside the 10, actually. They can pick up a first without scoring. Here's Flores. And rambling up to about the 5, still churning, and finally forced back, and they'll give him credit for 5 yards.
And let's give an assist there on the tackle. Guess who's in playing defense? Adrian Bernal. Adrian Bernal was also going on both sides of the offense and defense last week.
Chris Neal with the tackle there.
And here's where Adrian Bernal came out and helped out after Chris Neal had the initial hit.
So 3rd down, Garza in motion. Salinas wants to run it left side. Gets around one tackler, but not the second. They bring him down for a loss. That's the big defensive end. Miguel Macias came in there.
Actually, a loss on that play, Mark, and that's going to make it more difficult. I think Coach Gonzalez for the Gators is going to call a timeout. Think about it.
Yeah. Timeout by the Gators with 5:33 to play here in the 3rd quarter. The Gators have had this ball since the quarter began. Had it now for 6 minutes and 27 seconds. This drive kept alive by a 4th down holding penalty. And Grulla now has a 4th and 5 from the Rowe 8-yard line. Grulla, by the way, a relatively new school in the Rio Grande Valley. They opened in 2010. This is just their 8th year as a high school. For years and years, Rio Grande City was a one high school town. And we
Mark,
see the...
And I do want to make a correction. Adrian Bernal's dad, I told everyone last week that he was my student, and he was my student, but for some reason, I always called him Efrain, and his name is Armando. So he made sure he saw me. He said, "Call me Mando, coach." I said, "I'm sorry." So I'm going to make the correction.
Here they go on fourth down. Salinas to throw it toward the corner of the end zone. Knocked away.
Whoa, nice
and Rowe
play.
holds again. That's Bernal. And Bernal's been a star on both sides of the ball here
right
tonight.
On cue. Right on cue.
Serendipity there as
That's
Bernal
right.
comes up with the big play just as you're talking about his father. And
yeah,
knocked that ball away. They were going for the short corner near the goal line as Salinas was rolling out.
So Efrain Bernal, number one on a fine play, Mark. Now I'm going to get a call from Adrian. I'm just messing around with you, Adrian.
It was intended for Salinas, and you could see on that replay as Bernal's hand just got in there to tip that ball away. And now it's a turnover on downs.
What a weapon when you can use a player on both sides, offense and defense.
Wow, time of the drive for Grulla, 6 minutes and 34 seconds. They get no points. Rowe at their own 7-yard line, going to hand this off. This is their first play of the third quarter. They're already more than halfway through. And that's number 26, Ansel Dua. You see the Nikki Rowe cheerleaders.
Award-winning.
A lot of, it's technically a pink color. You see a lot of pink because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And all the McAllen ISD teams are supporting that cause. You see some pink on the Grulla side as well. And here on second down, they're going to fire this over to Bernal, who has room at the 10, now the 20, first down, all the way out to the 23-yard line. They're showing that speed.
All night long, Bernal having a fine night on offense. He turns short passes into 10-yard gains. What quickness, Mark. As soon as he gets the ball, he takes off.
Oh, 15 yards on that play, and first down.
And then a tackle, number 22, Joe Ramos.
And here on first down, they're going to run this to the right side. That's a sweep right, a big hole there. The 40 still going. That's Angel Rodriguez at the other 40. Now at the 30, it's a foot race. He's at the 10, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown for the Nikki Rowe Warriors. Angel Rodriguez with his second run of the evening. This one for 77 yards to the house.
Give credit to the left side of the Warrior offensive line, opening up a big hole and letting Rodriguez run. Got a lot of speed. And the first one to congratulate him on the sideline as he was coming in was Adrian Bernal, who is now the holder.
77 yards, and more than doubled Rowe's rushing output for the game so far. Up to 132 yards rushing now. And Angel Rodriguez with a 13-yard run, now a 77-yarder. 2 touchdowns in this game. Castillo's extra point is good, and Rowe leads the Gators by a score of 21-7 with 4:13 to play here in the third quarter. Let's take another look at that scintillating run by Angel Rodriguez. You see the Rowe drum line there. They're happy with what they saw. You can see just using that speed. He's only a sophomore, but terrific speed there. And all the way in, and it's a touchdown. Rowe's up 21-7. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
My dream is to be a nurse and work in the labor and delivery field. I like caring for people and taking care of moms to be, and I want to help bring life into the world.
And back here on Football Night at McAllen, the Warriors leading the Gators 21-7. And wow, they talk about time of possession not really mattering. I'll give you some stats on that in just a moment. Here's the kickoff fielded at the 14. Jesse Garza up to the 20, looking for some blockers now at the 30. Dodges one tackler, hit at the 35, and goes down at the 36-yard line. Well, Mario, the Gators started off with the ball at the second half kickoff. They had it for over 6.5 minutes. Got inside the 10-yard line before they turned it over on downs. The Warriors then go the remaining 93 yards in just 3 plays and took a little over a minute off the clock, minute 13 seconds.
Sometimes football is not fair.
Angel Rodriguez, the 77-yard run for the touchdown. And here a handoff on first down. So looks like Flores with the carry.
It looked like he got, 9.5 yards, Mark?
Yeah, he got close to a first down, but going to be 1 yard short. So it'll be second down and less than a yard. There's the Tiaras. Nikki Rowe dance team. Having a good time here tonight. Is a handoff. This is a first down here. This is Cantu. He goes across midfield into Nikki Rowe territory to the 48, a gain of 7 on the play.
Another big 8-yard gain, Mark, on that one. The left side of the Gator offensive line doing a good job, opening up holes. A couple of pancakes by the offensive linemen. I'm sure they enjoyed that. A tackle by none other than Eric Puente, who's having a fabulous game on defense.
Down to 3 minutes left in the third. And Salinas to run this. Good yardage straight up the middle across the 40. He's close to another Gator first down.
You know, we know the Gators can move the ball, Mark. The only thing they haven't been able to do is score points.
Yeah, they've had 2 drives that turned over on downs inside the Rowe 25-yard line, where they came away with no points. 21-7 our score right now. Nikki Rowe in front. It was the Gators led early 7-0. Warriors have scored 21 unanswered as we see Cantu carry it across the 35 to about the 34. Gain of 6 on the play. That's enough for a Gator first down. We're at 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Gators. Flores in motion. They fake to him, and Salinas is tripped up in the backfield. Great defensive play there by the Warriors. See if we can catch who that was on the replay.
Was it Eric Puente?
Oh, Eric Puente.
I don't know.
So now on 2nd and 14, Salinas straight ahead up to about the 35. Gators up to 137 yards on the ground now. Last minute of the third quarter.
We also have number 58 on defense, Martinez. He also plays offense.
Third down for the Gators. They're 3 for 8 on third. Rolled out pass caught by Flores. Has the first down and more all the way down near the 10-yard line. Great call there by the Gators and good execution.
Beautiful
Holding
execution.
on the offense, number 55.
Unfortunately,
The 10-yard penalty for the previous
Mark,
punt. Makes third down.
it's a penalty holding, so it's going to come back.
Yeah, that's a huge penalty against the Gators. It's going to wipe out about a 30-yard pass completion.
That was a beautiful play. Dylan Salinas rolling out and making a fine throw.
Yeah,
Who does
all the way down near the 5-yard
Who does the
line.
Warriors play next week? It has to be a district game, no, Mark?
Warriors, yeah, they'll go back to district play, and they'll be on the road next week against La Jolla Palmview.
Well, if the Warriors want to be considered as a serious contender for the district title, and it has to go through Memorial Mustangs, they need to make sure that they shore up that defense. I mean, they don't. When the defense is on the field a long time, Mark, it doesn't give your offense an opportunity to score some points.
Now there's the Nikki Rowe schedule. As you can see, after this game with Grulla, they go on the road in 8 days. It'll be at La Jolla Palmview. Then they're at home on October 19th. That's another Thursday night game against the Mission Eagles. And we've got the Mackay Bulldogs. Of course, we'll have that game here. We'll also have the Mission game. Then they're on the road at La Jolla. And then November 10th, the La Jolla's a home game on November 3rd. November 10th, they'll be against the McAllen Memorial Mustangs. They have quite a few games left in this stadium here, Nikki Rowe does. I believe they're the road team for both the Bulldogs and the Mustangs.
And you've got another district ball game tomorrow here.
Yeah, our next broadcast, in fact, will be Mission Eagles against the Memorial Mustangs, Friday, October 6th. As on 3rd and 21, after the penalty, the Gators roll out, pass it, complete it to Garza, and Garza down at around the 38-yard line. So it'll be 4th and long, a gain of only 7 on 3rd and 21. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. So after 3, it's the Warriors 21 and the Gators 7. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. Back after this.
I want to attend medical school so that I can gain a specialty in anesthesiology and help people go through any problems or issues that they're going through, and just kind of immerse myself in the scientific study and learn more about it.
And we're back here on Football Night in McAllen, recognizing a alumni of the week up on the scoreboard right now.
Alumni.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dante
Impressive.
Munoz. Yeah, Dante Munoz, class of 14, sent the McCombs Business School at the University of Texas at Austin. We wish him well. He's also on the UT Longhorn drum line. As live action here, we see a punt, quick kick actually by the Gators, who will down the ball down at the 16-yard line. So Rowe won't get a return, and they'll have some tough field position with 11:52 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And a shout out to Dr. Ricardo Chapa, who was one of our former board members who just came out on our video screen here at the stadium. Quick kick time.
Yeah, we'll see a replay of it. The Gator players are already down the field. Looked like a completed pass or one of those Australian rules football plays.
Just doesn't work that way when when the pass is coming off of your foot.
So the Warriors, just their second possession of the half here in the fourth quarter. Last time they had it, they went 3 plays and scored a long-distance touchdown. As Ansel Dua on first down carries it across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
And Derek Solis in on that tackle.
Second down and 8 for the Warriors. He's going to flip this to Hector Ramirez. Uses a stiff arm to get across the 25 up to the 27. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
And Rodrigo Davila, offensive lineman, just a sophomore, doing a good job of blocking, giving Hector Ramirez an opportunity to gain some yardage. Makes it a 3rd and 2.
Warriors are 2 for 4 on 3rd down. Wanting to use up some clock here as they have a 2-touchdown lead here in the 4th. And Ortiz, play action, has time. Fires toward the right sideline. Man is wide open, caught for a 1st down. And they'll move the chains once again. I think that's Angel Rodriguez there at the catch.
Taking advantage of the speed of Angel Rodriguez. They're giving him a lot. The defensive backs are playing very soft.
Yeah, 16 yards. And Ortiz.
You know, Ortiz is very accurate, Mark.
Yeah, he's completed 13 of 15. Only 2 incompletions today. Has 152 yards. They flip this. Hector Ramirez again. The exact same play again. Across the 45 up to near the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 that time.
And once again, doing a fine job. Rodrigo Davila, offensive lineman. Made that play, goes at least 6 yards. I don't know if we'll be able to see the Davila. Take a look at him blocking right there, Mark.
Yeah, sophomore tackle going around his side. 2nd down and 4. Handoff again for Nikki Rowe. Content to keep it on the ground. Grind out that clock as they pick up about 3 yards there. And that is Ansel Dua.
The Warriors haven't punted much, but at least they haven't gotten in trouble the way they did last week, Mark. They worked out that special team problem.
They've only punted once tonight. And here they go again. They love that flip play. And this go for a 1st down all the way into Gator territory down to the 35-yard line. That's Hector Ramirez again.
You can give credit to Hector Ramirez, but I'll give credit to Rodrigo Davila again. Does a good job of blocking, Mark. Makes sure that he doesn't hold. Entertains the defender, giving Ramirez opportunity to gain some positive yards for 1st down.
Clock under 10 minutes to go here. We take a look at that replay. Some hard running there by Ramirez, the senior receiver. Now Ortiz to throw it. Going long down the middle. Man is open but incomplete. A little bit too long for the intended receiver, Ruben Sainz III. First time they've targeted him tonight.
I'm sure Coach Tarantola, offensive coordinator for the Warriors, is not going to forget that one. Put in his playbook. And they'll use it again later on in the season, Mark, because that play, after the nice fake, was open.
Yeah, he had a good 2 steps on the defender. So it's 2nd down and 10. They'll run a sweep to the left side. And it's Ramirez who can only get back to the line of scrimmage and bring up 3rd down. I was going to say that for Ortiz, that's only his 3rd incompletion tonight out of 16 throws.
You can't complain about that. And Jaime Rios came in under the tackle. I think it helps when you're a pitcher, Mark. You know you have to be accurate. And he's just a sophomore, so you know he was pitching last year on the varsity team for the Rowe Warriors. And there's Coach Tarantola.
Offensive coordinator. They signal in the play from the sideline. Rowe facing a precarious 3rd and 10. So Ortiz wants to throw. Going long again over the middle and incomplete. Again, just a little bit long there. And I think that was Sainz again. They were trying to hit.
He was open again. And I think Coach Tarantola says, boy, we've had 2 opportunities to put this game away. But if you're going to make a bad throw, Mark, you rather you put in a position where nobody can catch it except your offensive player.
Yeah, that's true. That's why you want to tend to lead the guy a little bit and possibly overthrow. That way either he catches it or it's incomplete. And Ortiz doing that on both of these last plays. Now 4th and 10. Looks like they'll go for it, but there's a whistle.
Warriors timeout.
Timeout by the Warriors, you're right. Their first timeout with 8:47 to play here in the 4th quarter. Nikki Rowe up 21-7. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more Football Night at McAllen in just a moment. Your child is family. Embraced with academic rigor, life skills, and enrichment, our students earn college credit, associate's degrees, licenses and certifications, and advanced diplomas. McAllen ISD. Back here on Football Night at McAllen, it's been a happy night for the Warrior Nation. Came in with a 3-1 record, now have a 2-touchdown lead here in the 4th quarter. Chance to improve to 4-1 if they can hold on. Their offense is on the move right now.
Look out with Adrian Bernal.
Yeah, they ground out 3 minutes off the clock already on this drive. That started at their own 19, are now at the 35-yard line in Gator territory, but it's 4th down and 10. Warriors called timeout. Looks like they'll go for it, and they are. Ortiz back to throw, and we've got another whistle stopping the play.
It's going to go against the Warriors, 5 yards. It's Paul Garza making the report to us. And I think the coach, Tarantolo's not happy with that, but they're going to decide because that's going to force them to punt.
Yeah, now I think before, maybe it was probably going to go out of the end zone, a net distance of only 15 yards if it comes out to the 20. Here they've got a little bit more room to work with. This will be the second punt tonight for the Warriors. And this is high, going to take a bounce inside the 20 and go out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Perfect punt there by Nikki Rowe. And Grulla will come out. They need 2 touchdowns. There's 8:39 left on the clock.
Well, first things first, Mark, it's a 2-possession game. And we know that if the Gators can score TD, then you have your opportunity, depending on how fast they score a touchdown.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a hurry-up offense approach from them. They've been more of a grind it out in these 10 and 12 play drives. So in terms of their offensive philosophy, time already a factor for them, down 2 touchdowns. As on first down at their own 13, they'll send Flores in motion. Salinas rolls out to his right, now decides to run it and gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage.
Sandwich time. Martinez, who's playing offense, Mark, in on that tackle, so I got to give him an opportunity to say his name. He used to play defense last year.
Yeah, Daniel Martinez, and also Josiah Alonso, sophomore linebacker.
I actually know both their dads.
And they're going to give Salinas credit just to the line of scrimmage. Clock running under 8 minutes to go now. 2nd down and 10. Salinas fakes the handoff, wants to run, and the Warriors ready for it again. They hit him for a 2-yard loss. I think Barrera got in there, and possibly Hunter Wise. So we take a look at the replay there.
He was lucky he did not fumble. I think like Martinez on the tackle again.
And the Gators 3 for 9 on 3rd down. Salinas wants to throw, has time. He's going to go longer. The middle man is wide open, and it's caught down at midfield. Into Rowe territory, down to the 44-yard line. That's the sophomore Garza.
And a great hustle play by Neal. He was not even in the picture when he caught the ball, Mark, and he came out.
Now 44 yards on that completion on 3rd down and long.
Jesse Garza. And here comes Neal.
So the Gators dial long distance and produce a 43-yard completion on 3rd and 10. 3rd and 11, actually. Here on 1st and 10 at Rowe's 45. They hand off to Cantu. Gains a yard. Is brought down by Wise.
Very nice play by Wise, coming in there quickly.
Isaac Mata also helping out on that tackle. As we take a look at this replay, see Wise had him wrapped up, and then I think Mata came and finished him off. Clock at 6:15 and moving. 2nd down and 9 for the Gators. Handoff Cantu, hit in the backfield. It's going to be hit for a loss. The Warrior defense rising to the occasion again, and Isaac Mata once again.
And Josiah Alonso coming in there quickly from his middle linebacker position. Josiah Alonso.
So minus 2 yards. And this will bring up a 3rd and 11. 4 for 10 on third down. Salinas wants to throw. Now running as a flag goes down. This could be holding as he runs the ball out of bounds.
There's an obvious hole on the field, but do you take it, Mark, or make it 4th and 11?
Yeah, they decline it. Rowe does. That'll force Grulla into a 4th and long. Officially a loss of a yard. We take a look at the replay. Oh, you can see the holding there. Yeah, right in the middle of your screen. As Robbie Leal was breaking free and probably would have sacked Salinas if they hadn't held him. And I think I can hear the Rowe band playing an old hit from Chicago.
Was that
5
one
or 6 to 4, I think it is.
Back in your day, Mark?
Back in the day. Here's a second punt by the Gators. High and a bounce at the 20. No return as it takes a Warrior bounce. Is down at the 26-yard line. So the Warriors will have the football with 5:06 remaining in the game, and now time definitely a factor. So the Warriors lead at 21-7. It was Grulla who got on the board first back in the first quarter. There's we see the band playing an old hit by the rock band Chicago. It was their quarterback Salinas who scored the touchdown for the Gators tonight. Let's hear some of the band.
You didn't spot Principal Monica Kaufman there on the drum line, Mark, did you?
Oh, no, I didn't.
She was actually at a pep rally and she came out in the drum line.
Here's Javier Rivero, his first carry tonight. Took a big hit from the Grulla defender.
Number 5. He started off real hot at the beginning of the game, Luis Cabello.
Back to the line of scrimmage. And a handoff on 2nd and 10. Big hole here for Ansel Dua. Up to the 30, a gain of 4. And I'll bring up third down. He was brought down by number 50, Miguel Salazar. Junior defensive tackle for the Gators. And here, Nikki Rowe facing a third down. And a run up the middle. A little misdirection there, and they have the first down. Got it to Bernal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's Ortiz. Got in the Wildcat.
A gain of 12 there for Bernal. And that's a big play there. That'll keep the clock running now at 3.5 minutes to play in this game. Nikki Rowe up by 2 scores. Gators have only 2 timeouts left. Play clock down to 6 seconds. Ortiz going to let that run down. Finally at 4 seconds they snap it. Give it to Hector Ramirez coming around the right side.
Don't go out of bounds, Hector Ramirez. Stay in bounds so the clock can run.
He was forced out by Marco Guerrero.
And Mark, when you think about it, some people might be asking why Coach Gonzalez punted the ball and did not keep it. But I think he's already seen some good stuff tonight. They were able to move the ball on occasions. They just weren't able to finish. And if they can work on finishing, they're going to have a great offense.
Warriors with a great output tonight. 180 yards on the ground, 152 through the air. And here they go to Rivero once again up to the 49-yard line. Doesn't feel he was down, kept on going. And officials felt that way too. He wasn't down and kept on running all the way into Gator territory to the 42.
So he got a first down because of that, those extra yards. The YAG yards, Y-A-G.
Let's take a look at this again, see if he was down. Oh, yeah, his knee
He should
did
have
touch.
been called down, Mark.
So a break there for the Warriors.
Yards after contact. YAC are always very important, Mark.
So it goes down as a 13-yard run there, first down for the Warriors. Now 2:40 to play here in the game. They'll meet us in motion. They hand this off to Anzaldúa. Anzaldúa being wrapped up and now forced down at the 40-yard line. That was Eduardo Elizondo, the first one to get there.
And also helping out is Luis Cabello. There is a flag. Mark, I want to wish you the best tomorrow. I'll be heading out of town. You have a great game to call tomorrow, Mark.
Oh, yes. Sorry you won't be here with us, but we'll have Jake Berry in the booth. And it'll be the Mission Eagles against the Memorial Mustangs, Friday, October 6th at 7:30 p.m.
I'd love to be here, Mark, but I'm going to be in San Antonio representing McAllen ISD. 19 of our staff members representing 18 schools are going to be recognized by the Alliance for a Healthier Generation.
Oh.
The most schools in the state of Texas.
Excellent. 32 schools, right?
Well, we have 32 total, but of course, we got 18 schools that are going to be recognized.
2:05 to go in the game. Clock is running. A penalty gave the Warriors a first down. And here's a sweep left. This looks like 28. That's Angel Rodriguez, who already has 2 touchdowns tonight. Has the ball stripped away at the 6-yard line, being run back the other way by the Gators. The Gators taking it the distance. They're at the 40, now at the 20. No one near him, and he'll go all the way in to score a touchdown.
Wow.
That's the linebacker, Rolio Garza.
Does that change the outlook of this game, Mark?
We'll have to take a look at this on the replay, but it appears to stand. I don't see any flags out there. A 95-yard fumble return for Garza.
And that's going to make it 21 and the extra point 14 with 1:38 seconds. The special teams coordinator for the Warriors better be starting talking to their hands team, Mark, when they get in there for that kickoff. Because I guarantee you the Gators are going to have an onside kick.
Yeah, just when we thought it was all said and done, it's now a 1-score game. Extra point pending here. Salinas the hold, Gonzalez the kick. It is up and it is good. And with 1:38 seconds left in the game, Rowe still holding on, 21-14. Let's take another look at that play. It appeared the Warriors were going in for a possible 4th touchdown. Rodriguez ran this one for 20 yards. And then some problems at around the 10, inside the 10-yard line.
They just took it away from him, Mark. Smart play. Smart play. Braulio Garza.
Yeah, that's a legal play.
And good non-call by the officials.
And only the first turnover on Nikki Rowe tonight, but leads directly to some Gator points, and our score 21-14. It's not over yet. 1:38 to go. There's another look at it. We'll go to break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
And the Warriors, Mark, are setting up their hands team.
And we'll keep it here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Warriors leading by 7 with 98 seconds to play. And the Gators, with 2 timeouts left, may elect to go for the onside kick here. And the Warriors certainly expecting that. They have 10 men up there, and it is an onside kick. Touched by the Warriors, and now the Warriors get the football. That was Chris Neal.
Ooh, that looked dangerous. And that's why you have Chris Neal on the hands team, Mark.
Yeah, Chris Neal doing a good job. Look how calm he is as he comes off the field.
He's a football player. He has a nose for the ball.
You take a look at the replay. It was
Good
touched
job.
by a Warrior, bounced up in the air, so that was perfectly executed by the Gators. But Neal
job.
coming up to possibly save the day here.
The Gators do have 2 timeouts to stop the clock, Mark. But I
Yeah.
don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I think the chance if they can keep Rowe from getting a first down, can get the ball back with a few seconds left. We've already seen them with a couple of big plays here tonight. So Ortiz is going to keep this himself. Actually, it's Bernal out of the Wildcat. And Bernal faked a handoff, ran it up to the 49.
And the Gators call their first timeout.
Yeah, the Gators call their second timeout, stopping the clock at 1:32 left to play. The Warriors facing a 2nd and 6. And I imagine they'll stay in that Wildcat.
So probably with a 1:32 mark, they'll probably stop the clock at about, 1:27?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll run another play, 40 seconds. They'll get down to about 45 seconds and 4th down. So
yeah, probably maybe 30 seconds or so. Best case scenario for the Gators. They're able to get the ball back if they're able to force the Warriors to punt.
I keep listening to our ambassadors, Mark. What are our ambassadors? They're on that screen, the Dream Big.
Well, you have a Dream
awesome.
Big campaign going with the student ambassadors or high school student leaders have conducted a series of videos talking about their dreams and ambitions. Inspirational videos. But here we are, 2nd down and 6, the Rowe 49. It's Bernal in the Wildcat. Snap to Bernal. And Bernal will keep it, run straight ahead, has the first down and more. Both hands on the football and down at the 41, and that should be enough to do it. And Nikki Rowe with a huge turnout on the ground tonight, 227 yards rushing.
And this is the second game. We remember Bernal did the same thing, came in at the end of the game against the Huskies last week. And so he's our official Warrior reliever.
Yeah, kind of like a relief pitcher, isn't he?
Comes in and shuts down the game.
And Grulla electing not to use their final timeout. The Warriors go into a victory formation. They'll need to snap it 2 times. There they snap it once and down it. Clock running at 48 seconds left. The play clock at 35, so they will have to snap it once more. But the Warriors are going to improve to 4-1 on the season. Grulla will slip to 3-3. And Grulla will go on to compete in Class 4A. I think they'll have a pretty good year. They went 2 rounds deep in the playoffs last year and have had a good showing in their 2 games with Class 6A schools. PSJA Southwest they beat, and then Nikki Rowe they played pretty tough. It's going to be a Nikki Rowe victory, though, 21-14. And there's the snap, and they down it, and they'll run off the last 12 seconds. So our final score is going to be 21-14 in favor of the Nikki Rowe Warriors. And the Warriors will play at La Jolla Palmview next week. You're going to follow them. That'll be a Friday night game. And our next broadcast will be tomorrow night. It'll be Friday, October 6th, the Mission Eagles against the Memorial Mustangs. And I hope you join us for that. The kickoff will be at 7:30 p.m. So I'm Mark May for Mario Raynham, the rest of our MITV crew. Hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for our post-game show. It'll be coming up to you on McAllenisd.org and McAllen ISD's Facebook page. Jake Berry will have all the stats and highlights for you on the post-game show coming up right after this. Final score, Warriors over the Gators, 21-14. Good night.
Hey, this is Jake Berry. This is Jake Berry with the Sideline postgame show, and I'm here with the big winner for tonight, Coach Robert Flores. Coach, talk to me about today's game. Congrats.
Well, it was a great game. Two teams coming out and battling. You know, we were fortunate to come out with a win, but my hats go off to La Grulla and their coaching staff. But, you know, it made it interesting down the stretch, but we came out with that win.
You guys have really played well at home, 3 in a row now, and you're going back into district play. How does this game help you?
Well, it helps us because, it's preparation for the next game, and they brought a little different look that we hadn't seen, and I know Coach Gonzalez over there does a good job with an up-tempo, it's a spread, and we just want to make sure we get different looks. So this team gave us the opportunity to do that, and of course keep our guys going and crisp, and also helped us to work on some things that we didn't do too good last week.
What's next for you? Who's your next opponent, and who do we have to look forward to?
Our next opponent, we travel to La Jolla Palmview, and that's the next Friday. And they're a great team as well. And as I've said, week in and week out, our district is very, very competitive. So we're going to enjoy it tonight, and we're going to get back to the drawing board tomorrow and prepare for them.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations. Well, on tonight, Angel Rodriguez had 2 touchdowns, 13 yards and 77 yards. Adrian Bernal had a 36 pass from Jonas Ortiz. Rowe for the night had 227 yards rushing, 152 passing, 379 total yards. And Ortiz passing tonight was 13 of 17, 152 yards and 1 touchdown. So a great night for the Rowe Warriors. And we'll see them next week. And we have Adrian Bernal coming in right now. Congratulations, young man. Another stellar game for you.
Thank you.
Coming into this game, your running game took a hit without having Raudel out there, but you guys seem to pick up the slack and really bring the offense out tonight.
Yeah, well, we had our running back get moved up, and he was working really hard throughout this week. So we kind of expected him to perform well, and he stepped up last game too. So I mean, everything just we puzzled the pieces together, and we put up a good game.
So do you think anything that is thrown your way is going to be in your hands? Because you don't drop anything.
I mean, I'm getting open with the play calling that coach is giving us. I mean, if the ball's in the area, he tells us go up and make a play. I'm just trying my best to do that.
Do you guys have the best wide receiving core in the Valley?
I mean, there's a lot of good receivers out there. I mean, we try our best to be the best receivers out there. And, I mean, we just try to perform our best on Friday nights. Whatever happens from there happens.
I think if you guys keep playing the way you are, you're going to have the best core ever down here. But congratulations. You guys stepping in? All right, talk to me about tonight. Oh, first, tell everybody who you are, but tell me about tonight, too.
Christopher Neal, safety. Just tonight, we had to come out here. We had to play to our best of our abilities. We couldn't let them come down easy. It's going to be tough, so you just got to come out and just play hard.
Now, what were you thinking about on that interception?
When I got that, I got excited. We started off, some of the coaches, players, you got to get a pick. And, well, I did it for them.
Well, congrats. I know you got a tough Palmview team next week. All right. And talk to me about the game for you.
It was a tough game, and we were going to change anything up. We knew what we had to do to win the game, and our offense came out firing on not even just offense, on both sides of the ball.
What is it about playing at home that you guys really seem to rise to the occasion?
It's the home field advantage. Our fans, our band, everyone's supporting us. They're rooting us on. They're helping us out. It just gives us that extra fire to win our games and play.
Like you said, it's our home. We got to protect the house, so we can't let anybody, come over here and take it from us.
Thanks, guys. Well, next week you have to watch them play Palmview. It'll be an intense game, but if you guys win that one, you'll be one of the hottest teams in the Valley. For Jake Berry and all the cast of MITV, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.